Dignitaries, including former President Jacob Zuma, have arrived at the Royal House KwaNongoma in KZN. They are paying their respects to the late AmaZulu King Goodwill Zwelithini kaBheka uZulu. Now, due to COVID-19 protocols, the Royal House has decided that the remains of Inkosi will not be lying in state at the Royal Palace. The memorial service for the King will be held this coming Thursday, and burial details are still unclear. Our senior reporter, Siphamandla Goke, is KwaNongoma, and he joins us now live. Siphamandla, very good afternoon to you once again. Of course, we heard from the former head of state. We've been hearing from a number of dignitaries who we've been seeing arriving. What continues to be said about the funeral of Inkosi?
Well, all we know for now is that it's confirmed that the departed AmaZulu King Goodwill Zwelithini kaBheka uZulu will be laid to rest, planted on a Thursday. There will be a funeral service on Thursday, but the Royal Palace has confirmed to ENCA and also Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, who is the traditional Prime Minister of AmaZulu, has said that according to the King's wishes, he had wished that he be laid to rest at night and only Amabutho will accompany him to his resting place, and that will be done at night. And then, but there will be that service that will be held on Thursday, because remember, President Cyril Ramaphosa has accorded the departed monarch a special official funeral category number 1. I'm going to ask my colleague Bonga Mkize to show you what is happening in the background. We are still at KwaKhetho Mthandayo Royal Palace. What is happening for now is that you see a team of AmaZulu Football Club. Those are players led by their president Sandile Zungu, the businessman, as they salute the departed monarch here. We also see the head coach of the team, Penny McCarthy, and all the players. They are here. They've just met with senior princes, and they will now be taken inside the palace to pay their respects. They will go there and pass on their condolences as they are joining many others who've been coming here. Earlier on, I spoke to Health Minister Dr. Zweli Mkhize, whom we know that was very central in terms of ensuring that the King gets a better treatment. Airlifted from KwaNongoma to Durban Hospital, where he was attended to medically by a team of more than 20 doctors, according to Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. Let me see if we can get a word here. Kwabin, ngiyakucela baba, si live njengamanje nje. If I can have a quick word, we are live on ENCA. You are here to pay your respects as the team. How would you remember AmaZulu King? We know how he loved the football club that you own right now, AmaZulu.
We will remember him as a man who believed in sports as a weapon for social cohesion, who believed that a nation had to be active in harnessing its talent for the greater common good. That was not just isolated to soccer or AmaZulu Football Club, it was broadly in sports in general. We at AmaZulu Football Club had a very special relationship with him, to the extent that when we changed ownership, when we as the Zungu brothers took ownership of the team, we sought his blessings, which were very forthcoming. He was actually very excited that the team was in the right hands. So we miss him tremendously for his unequivocal support for us as the owners of AmaZulu and the team AmaZulu Football Club.
AmaZulu have a very rich history in terms of football in South Africa, but also he used to say this team is the pride of AmaZulu nation.
Absolutely. When the team was formed in 1932, in 1933, his grandfather, uSolomon Kadinuzu, invited the team to Wadla Mahlahla to be introduced, and he approved of them using the name AmaZulu, at the time Zulu Royals, AmaZulu Football Club. He was very close to the team, and to the extent that we were hoping that in the next few weeks during the international break, we'll be coming over to KwaNongoma to introduce the technical team, which is doing wonders under his blessings.
It's fine, you can take your call for now, or we can ask that you pause that call. But also let's talk about planned activities moving forward. I know it's too early, maybe as the management of the team you will still meet and decide what legacy projects you will be having to honor him. But have you thought about that? He was looking forward to his 50th Jubilee in December. I'm sure AmaZulu Football Club will plan something there.
You can be rest assured that in his memory, in his honor, AmaZulu Football Club can be counted. As for the specifics, it's way too early to say. We're still in mourning. We're here to pay our respects, and we'll do something magical for His Majesty the King.
You gave your technical team a very hard task that they need to do well to be on the top four. They are doing well in terms of the results. Are you happy with the performance so far?
I am exceptionally happy. The supporters in particular are very happy. Some are royals, members of the royal family. They were telling us earlier how excited they are at the performance of the team. So that excitement is widely shared. Position top four is not an impossibility. At this stage, it looks too modest an ambition.
Thank you very much. That is Sandile Zungu, who is the president of AmaZulu Football Club. As you see behind me, players are still gathered here. I see the legendary Siyabonga Nomvete. I'm not sure if protocol will allow. Pele, unjani baba? Ungakwazi nje ukuthi sisike elijikayo. You've met the king as a player for many years. How would you remember isilo samabandla Nomvete?
No, kahle kahle nje silahlekelwe njengobaba izinto bekade eyikhuluma eaddressa kwi-country yethu beyibonakala and kunzima kakhulu kulahlekelwa umuntu okwazi ukusikhulisa sabantwana asibonisa indlela eyaphambili kunzima kakhulu ukuthi njengobaba esesambile nje wayophumula manje kubhlungu kakhulu enhlizweni zethu.
Baba siyabonga kakhulu isikhathi sakho.
Thank you.
Well, that is the legendary Siyabonga Nomvete. He needs no introduction when it comes to South African football. He has played for major teams in South Africa and abroad. He is a legend in his own right. During his playing days, he did come across and meet the king while he was still playing, and also when he had retired, basically saying they will remember the departed AmaZulu king as a father figure, someone who was always there to guide them, to give them guidance, and also ensure that he preaches the issue of respect to everyone. And he says this is a very difficult moment for them as players, but also as just ordinary people in KwaZulu-Natal. The departure of the king is a very sad thing. He says they will remember him, they will continue to honor him. Earlier on, the president of AmaZulu FC, Sandile Zungu, saying they will have legacy projects dedicated to the king. By the way, the king loved football, and one of his sons, Prince Hlanganiso, used to play football for AmaZulu. So the king was very passionate about football, and he used to encourage young people in and around KwaNongoma and KwaZulu-Natal to say they must engage themselves with sports because it will save them from crime and drugs. And he used to preach that every time he addresses. Earlier on, Dr. Zweli Mkhize describing the king as a father figure, a peace-loving man. He says he met the king in 1980s, in the 80s, when he was deployed as a student to the Benedictine Hospital here in KwaNongoma. That's when they met with the king, and that relationship developed over a number of years up until Dr. Zweli Mkhize was deployed as the MEC in the KwaZulu-Natal executive. But their working relationship grew when he became the health MEC, as the king revived Umkhosi Womhlanga in 1984, the Reed Dance ceremony. So when Dr. Zweli Mkhize became the health MEC in KwaZulu-Natal, they worked well with the king in terms of HIV HIV-related issues, TB issues, and also when he became the premier, the king was very passionate about education. They touched and dealt with matters of education as well as rural development. Earlier on, former President Jacob Zuma describing the king as the biggest tree that has fallen, saying, well, they used to ensure that there is peace and stability in KwaZulu-Natal. For now, as I will ask my colleague Bongamkize to show you this empty tent. Now, what is going to happen here is that you will have some people coming in to sit here, wait for their turn to go inside the palace to pay their respects, as we have seen AmaZulu team doing that now. They have gone inside the palace to pay their respects. Others will come here. This is like a holding area, a waiting room where everyone waits, and then they will be greeted by the princes who will take them inside the palace. But Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, also the Minister for COGTA, describing the departed king as someone who was very dedicated, who loved his subjects, who ensured that there was development, peace and stability in KwaZulu-Natal, but also for his subjects. But if my memory serves me well, Treasurer General of the ANC, Paul Mashatile, also paid tribute to the king, saying he worked well with all political parties and leaders of various political parties in South Africa. In 2017, I was there when the delegation led by ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa visited the king to introduce themselves after emerging victorious in that December Nasrec conference in 2017. They went to visit the king to introduce themselves. He welcomed them, and Paul Mashatile was there enjoying that traditional dance with the king. He says the king was welcoming. In the past, we have seen leaders of different political parties, including the economic freedom fighters, including the IFP, the DA, and almost all leaders. I can tell you that even General Bantu Holomisa of the UDM had a very close and good working relationship with the king. He always attends some of the traditional ceremonies in Enyogeni Royal Palace. That tells you that the king was basically accommodative to everyone. He used to say he is not a politician, he is not interested in politics, but all of his subjects are members of different political parties. He needs to embrace all leaders of different political parties without fail and without taking sides, because he has to be above politics for his subjects. He was only interested in development. Of course, the king, to some people, was a very controversial figure. Every time he would address when it comes to thorny issues, particularly towards the end of his life, when he was seized with this unresolved matter of Ingonyama Trust and the land under the Ingonyama Trust, he was very bold, fearless, and at times he will make statements that some people will consider controversial. I've covered him, and I can tell you that one of those statements was when he said, well, if the ANC-led government is not willing to concede on the issue of land, he is prepared to take his subjects and just see what he does with KwaZulu-Natal, basically threatening that he is ready to secede any time. And then some people criticized him for that, but he remained defiant, saying he will fight for the land of the Zulus, saying he was prepared to lay down his life for that. To some people, they would say he was a king of bling, quote unquote. That criticism came with the fact that every time there's an annual budget announcement in KwaZulu-Natal, if my memory serves me well, apart from a year or two ago, that's the only instance whereby the budget of the king was reduced. But in the past, every time the provincial government will announce that there is an increase in the royal household budget, many people will question that decision to say, how can millions of rands be dedicated to the Zulu royal household? But the king was adamant that, well, that money he doesn't derive a cent. I remember one function which we attended and covered. He said he didn't derive anything, that the money was for the royal household upkeep, not for him as a king. So now and again there used to be controversies around the spending of the Zulu royal household, and that's when the king will become a controversial figure. Many people questioning why should the state keep on giving the Zulu royal household millions. But he used to say, well, he is working for his subjects. So his legacy will be a subject of intense history and scrutiny. But one thing for sure, he was a major player in terms of AmaZulu Nation. Remember, you are talking about someone who's been the longest serving monarch here, 50 years in the throne. In December, he was going to complete his 50 years. He was looking forward to that jubilee in December, saying if his subjects can give him a gift, that will be a gift of ending gender-based violence and femicide, protecting women and children, saying that what he wants is to leave behind a healthy, prosperous AmaZulu Nation.
Kawelam, of course, this is not, the fall or the passing of any ordinary citizen in this country. This is, ukotama kwesilo. So protocol is different. Yes, it needs to be within, the regulations of COVID-19 as we are in the middle of a pandemic still. But what is government's involvement in ensuring ukuthi, uhamba kahle?
Well, government has committed, in fact, Premier Sihle Zikalala did commit that they will do all they can to ensure that the king gets a decent send-off. Of course, you would know that presidency will be leading here because the king has been accorded special official funeral category #1. Of course, flags are flying at half-mast as we speak. He will be honored with honors. That's SAPS and SANDF. So we expect that on Thursday, in line with COVID-19 protocols and regulations, a sizable number of people which will be allowed will come and pay their respects. A program will unfold as planned in consultation with the royal house here and also in consultation with the presidency, because yes, it will be a two-part event. First part will be driven by the royal house, and then second part will be driven by the state, and then that's where we will see that collaboration. But I can tell you that it will be dominated by Zulu culture and traditions and protocols. After that, the state will take over and proceed with all that has been planned. And then we expect that after that, the Zulu royal house family members will have to have a series of back-to-back meetings then, because once the departed monarch has been planted, Isijali Wimbobe, then there cannot be a vacuum. AmaZulu kingdom, or the Zulu kingdom, is one of the biggest kingdoms in the world. So now Zulu royal family members are aware of that fact, and they've been telling us on the side that that's the issue they will be seized with once the king has been laid to rest. Once the king has been planted, another one will have to rise. As to when will that happen, that's the prerogative of the royal family once it has consulted and followed all the royal house protocols and traditions. But remember, the nation is in mourning here, so they will take that into account to say, while the nation is still in mourning, what do we do in terms of succession and in terms of moving forward, because the nation will have to have a leader at some point. But for now, the priority is Ukjalu Bejane Pumesqewin.
Bab Koke, of course, you speak a lot, you've spoken at length about some of the controversies that Nkosi, was the subject of that. He was spoken about, not being for certain matters, being against certain matters, being for certain matters that are not exactly popular in society. And of course, one of the most controversial instances was, people feeling that there should be no association between him as Nkosi and AfriForum, for example. And that what exactly is happening with that. But what was his stance on racial matters in this country? Because this is obviously one of those things where you would imagine Nkosi AmaZulu, has got a particular idea and a particular stance on something that is race related. What was his stance on race matters in this country?
Well, he was for ensuring that all races, they unite, Even when he announced that decision to work with AfriForum, many people criticized him for that. But before I do that, Morena, I'm going to ask you to bear with me. I'm trying to hijack here the King's praise singer for years, who has known the King since the 1970s. Ubaba Ubuzecheni Mdletshe. Msindazwe ngizocela ubuke nje mina wena wesilo sixoxe, ngiyaxolisa ukuthi ngikuthathele sibuyele phezulu lishone emini kwaZulu ihambile imbube usebenze kakhulu nayo for years. How are you going to remember him? Bengizokucela uphenduke nje bese ubheka mina cha uphenduke ubheke ngapha Msindazo nakho ke siyibambe kahle ke ngomane uzoyikhumbula kanjani imbube?
Hayi imbube ngizoyikhumbula ngengonyama ehlakaniphile, ngengonyama enothando nezizwe zonke, nengonyama ebithanda imfundo, ingonyama ebithanda ukufuya, ingonyama ebithanda ukulima, ingonyama ebizonda ukubulalana kwabantu, ebizonda ukubulawa nokuhlukunyezwa kwabantu besifazane. Ngikhumbula ize ithi ngelinye ilanga, hey Zulu, lelizwe selingabuswa ngamathomboxa nje, okwakusho ukuthi abantu abangcolile bangcolise uZulu engcwele kanje. Yathi nibayekelana laba bantu, yayisimake phela ngoba kwakuyinkosi yoxolo, kodwa khona wezwa ukuthi ithini. Engisho ukuthi ke nabenkosi uZulu wonke ulahlekelwe, nomhlaba wonke ulahlekelwe, ibingakhethi ibala lamuntu njengebongo zayo othi ibheka amagede avuleka nangamahamba ngengenapasi napassport samethuka eseseswazini onyawo zinhle zikaNdaba engakhethi mabala, ibinjalo ingonyama.
Olunye udaba obelikhathaza Msindazo uzokhumbula ngoba usebenze kakhulu nayo wena ungiqondise mangiphambuka indaba yomhlaba ihamba nje udaba olithinta ingonyama trust beluyiphatha kabi ithi iyoba inkosi enjani uma yemukwa umhlaba. Ibikhuthalele kakhulu ukukhuluma ngodaba lomhlaba.
Ngiyakwesaba lokho mfoka gogo nani sizwe sonke ngoba njengoba ikukhulumile nje ukuthi lele phansi kuleli inyama umphefumulo uyokhuluma kuyoze kuyobhubha umhlaba. Uma abaphethe uhulumeni noZulu wonkana hayi ukuthi bathathe ikhala bakhulume ukuthi ingonyama ikhulume ngomhlaba ngoba vele kuthiwa yuhlanga lomhlabathi, kuthiwa wena ongaphezulu kwentaba, kuthiwe wena ongangezwe lakho, izwe laya kuyiyo iKZN kuphela fanele likhonje imingcele yalo njoba lalinjalo engonyameni uShaka yona ebihleze esihlalweni sakhe ngoba lapho mayofika kuyo izawufika ibuzwe ukuthi izwe lami elithile nelithile ubusalibhekile yini, kuyaba ngumthwalo wethu iyawubuya izohlupha thina.
Msindazwe kade walibona ilanga uNkulunkulu ukubusisile uphilile isikhathi impela ngesikhathi lishona ilanga phambilini kuyise wembube kwabamnyama kwaZulu kumnyama namanje kwenziwa njani esimene esinje Msindazo kuya phambili uqinisekisa ukuthi njoba iguqile lenkosi izotshalwa iyavuka enye Msindazo?
Okukhulu kakhulu abantu bakwaZulu ekuyithoba bathandaze kwekuthiwa kwaZulu lishonile Zulu, lokuthiwa lishonile Zulu. uNkulunkulu ke namakhosi kanye naye ngonyama lebusayo bayakulikhipha ilanga mhlake laphuma uthiwe liphumile Zulu. Isikhathi ke singaziwa leso futhi akekho wazi lokho, uNkulunkulu namakhosi odwa azi lokho.
Ngeke sikudedele Msindazwe ungahayanga ungayihashanga imbube usike nje kwelijikayo uthi kancane nje Msindazo.
Wena wendlovu bayede ubheja naphuma esiqiwini kade bekuvalele ungalonde kagabela ayengangeza oyise noyisemkhulu igquntswana shoba bezelula sayiphelela enqulwini eyakhinde yasha Force Epitoli kwakwazama zam MC Bhota indlovene ebatha kwabamhlophe belungu umbhudu bovu ubheke kwaNongoma indlunkulu yehla yenyukanyuka ngebhasi likaMatimati kazazini yayogi ngithupha bethu ngeke ubuse ndaba kawukaqini qasa likawasa inkomo esengwa yiviyo intulo ebande ngodonga kwabheka uZulu inkanyezi yakithi kwaZulu ekhanyisela amazwe asempumalanga ezakhanyisela nawasentshonalanga ihlangatsheze uDr Carter kwelaseMelika wayethwesa iziqu sobudokotela wayethwesa umqhele ibhubesi likaNdaba elabubula phakathi eParliament eSouth Carolina kwelaseAmerica nanamhla lokhu umbhongo walo usezwakala. Wena wendlovu bayede.
Siyathokoza kakhulu Msindazwe. That is umnumzana uBuzetsheni Mdletshe, who is one of the King's praise singers. He has worked with the King since the 1970s. He has known the king for many years. He says the king was a man of peace. The king was a man who prioritized the rural development, but he does confirm what we've been talking about when it comes to the issue of land, that what worried the king the most was the issue and the question of land. I see here one of the senior princes here, Prince Utiza here, coming to meet with some of those who are gathered here. They will be having a briefing later this afternoon around 4 o'clock. We expect that princes from the royal house and the royal family will be briefing the media about the program moving forward as to what will happen before the king is planted. As we take it back to you in studio, Morena.